The appeal being made via this conference goes further, though, than providing opportunities made via this conference. It goes further than providing opportunities for education to those now unable to pursue it. It seeks collaboration by scientists through engaging in scientific research with Ukrainian scientists and researchers. And as the informational report presented to us shows, the national efforts on the Romanian part to integrate the Ukrainian refugees into the Romanian educational systems at both university and pre-university levels. This is very laudable. Indeed, refugees need their lives protected, their health sustained, their psychological well-being restored, but also importantly, and often left out, their minds stimulated, their knowledge acquisition uninterrupted. Beyond being a humanitarian need, we are reminded by this how education is, in fact, a fundamental human right. In times of peace, when in some situations the right is denied for whatever reason, but especially in times of military conflict, as in our situation in the Ukraine today, when the right is forcibly disrupted. Military confrontations make it impossible to have a stable educational environment, and of course makes it inconceivable to engage in scientific research. This aspect, no doubt, underlies the urgency of the message communicated by holding such a conference. Destruction of institutions of learning, icons of heritage, or places for cultural activities, and the mere fact of being in the midst of a war zone threatens not only life itself, but also daily patterns of living. In this regard, I'd like to make an observation aligned with the conference's stated goal and its focus on education and research, while of course acknowledging the laudable national Romanian efforts and the call in this conference for regional academic solidarity and collaboration. I build on the fact that this is an international emergency conference and that the institute hosting it is the Institute for Advanced Studies in Levant, Culture and Civilization, which covers the broad region of the Levant, and is also the Center of Excellence of the Academy of Art and Science, which is a world academy, along with the partner Nizami Ganjavi International Center, and the fact that the war in the Ukraine is affecting the whole world. Given all this, I propose the following: that the appeal that is being made here be reformulated to extend beyond Europe, expanding to the international academic world, particularly to the Arab world and Africa, encouraging them to open their educational institution to welcome Ukrainians whose education was interrupted. And as an extension of this modification would be an appeal to these same regions to also initiate collaboration by their scientific institutions carrying out research with Ukrainian counterparts. No doubt, this idea will pose a challenge and will require seeking leads to networks and ways of reaching out, but it is worth it. It would widen the collaborative academic environment beyond the national and the regional to a broader world. This would not only provide a wider terrain of choices for the Ukrainians, but also takes us out of a Euro-centered zone of cooperation into a worldwide cooperation. In the current environment, where a war in one region is affecting the security and stability around the wider world and beyond the region of the war, such an attempt would most likely serve to build bridges of tolerance and teach cross-cultural inclusivity and provide different forms of knowledge, the impact might be what the world needs at this time, an environment in which it might become appealing to build alternatives for settling conflicts other than the military path. Education and cross-cultural knowledge might generate empathy, which can become the means toward that non-military path. Thank you.